What's happening, folks? Welcome in to Third and Long, this week's edition of Third and Long. It's week 18 in the NFL, the final week of the regular season, and we're going to run through every single one of the games, both Saturday games and then every game on the Sunday slate, finishing up with Sunday Night Football between the Bills and the Dolphins. They flexed that in to be Sunday Night Football, the game of the week, without a doubt. Winner takes the AFC East, and if the Bills lose, they may miss the playoffs altogether. So it's either win the AFC East for the Bills or go home. And they're not the only team in the win or go home spot. So let's jump into every single one of these games now, starting in chronological order with the Steelers and Ravens on Saturday afternoon. And the one thing here is that the Ravens have already clinched the AFC. They already have the bye. They're going to have the opportunity to rest their guys. That didn't work out for them when they played Tennessee a few years ago. I understand that, but this is the NFL. People get hurt, and you can't afford to be playing your guys. I don't think the Ravens will be playing their main guys, and I do think the Steelers, having something to play for, needing to win this game to get into the playoffs, will show up here. Another interesting stat is that Mason Rudolph has actually led the Steelers to back-to-back 30-point games. Before he took over, they didn't score 30 points for the entirety of the season. So Mason Rudolph's feeling hot. The Steelers are winning some football games. Mike Tomlin has another winning season. I think this is a group of men that can pull together and get the job done. I understand that it's on the road, but I do like the Steelers in this spot. I'm not saying it's a home run shot, and I'm not saying add it into any parlays, but I do think the Steelers are the team to get the job done just based on situational football and the projected game script based on the players that will be on the field. Houston Texans at Indianapolis Colts. This is another winner-go-home spot. If by some miracle the Jacksonville Jaguars lose to the Tennessee Titans, then the Texans and or Colts, the winner of this football game, will get into the playoffs. So What's the breakdown here, right? Well, Indianapolis, they're going to have the edge in the trenches in this one. And CJ Stroud is just not the same quarterback when he's under pressure. Yes, he has a 110.3 passer rating when he's operating with time in the pocket. But when he's facing pressure, that his passer rating goes all the way down to 71.9. So if you can get in his face, good things will happen. The Texans, they have the 19th worst offensive line in all of football. And now they have to deal with the Colts team that ranks top 10 in pass rushing. So this could be a spot where the Colts ride their defense, they ride the home crowd, and they find a way to win this football game. However, I do like CJ Stroud. I do think the Houston Texans are a better all-around football team, but just based off of the game model that I'm looking at in the game script that I'm projecting, I do think the Indianapolis Colts can get this done based off of defense, based off of being at home, and based off opportunistic football, capitalizing on turnovers, converting with Jonathan Taylor, controlling the clock with the run game, and then Gardner Minshew going out and doing his thing. I do not trust Gardner Minshew. I will not be betting this spot personally, but I would be favoring the Colts at home. Heading over to the Sunday slate now, we're going to start this off with my best bet of the week. I like Tampa Bay to beat the crap out of the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay, you win this game, you're in the playoffs. Baker Mayfield playing some phenomenal football. Had a 300 passing yard game last week with another 2 touchdowns. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, kind of just pulling together and playing for each other. Carolina's offense ranks 27th in yards per drive and 29th in points per drive. This team does not score points. They also allow the 28th most points per drive in the NFL. Look out for the Bucs to dominate this one from beginning to end. And that dash 4.5 points, I like the Bucs to cover that spread. I'll use them in the parlay spot on the money line, but give me the Bucs to cover the spread. The Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Browns have clinched a playoff spot. The Bengals are out. Neither team has anything to play for here. Thank you. Next, let's move on. New York Jets at New England Patriots. This is a draft pick game, baby. A loss for the Pats would secure them the number 2 pick. That would be the highest pick that the Patriots have had since 1993 when they took Drew Bledsoe first overall. However, the Jets have lost 15 straight games to the Pats, dating all the way back to 2016. I am not betting on a game that is literally a toilet bowl. Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. So, if the Buccaneers lose, if the Buccaneers somehow lose to the Panthers, the winner of this game will win the South. The 7-9 Falcons can win the South. That's crazy. But I have to take the New Orleans Saints. Quarterback Derek Carr is playing his best football since joining New Orleans. He has 10 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions across the last 4 weeks. The Saints are 3-1 across those games. And in his last 3 games, he has a 106 passer rating or better. Give me the Saints. Their quarterback is finally playing some good football. And I love this defense to go out and shut the door. Jacksonville Jaguars at Tennessee Titans. This is deja vu. If the Jaguars win a Week 18 matchup against the Titans, they make the playoffs. Same thing as last season. I think it's the same result as last season. Take the Jaguars to win this game. Jacksonville's already dominated Tennessee this season, defeating them 34-14 back in Week 11, and they've won 3 in a row over their division rival. Give me the Jags to win and get in. Minnesota Vikings at Detroit Lions. Lions, they should have the 3 seed on lock while the Vikings have to win to get in. I'm staying away from this one. Divisional football, it's in Detroit. I do favor the Lions to go out and get the job done. It just doesn't seem to me that that Dan Campbell's the kind of guy to just go out and take a week off. So give me the Lions to get the job done. Los Angeles Rams at San Francisco 49ers. Both teams have locked up playoff berths and will be resting starters. I am not betting on this game. Kansas City Chiefs at Los Angeles Chargers. I cannot bet on the Los Angeles Chargers. I just can't do it. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be resting players, so this is a bet-free situation. Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. I actually like the Raiders in this one. A Broncos win and they can secure a winning season, their first winning season since 2016. However, I like the Raiders at home to make some noise. I love the way that Mason Crosby is playing on the back end. Zamir White has been dominant over the last 3 games, rushing for 285 yards while Josh Jacobs has been out. I like the Raiders to go out and win a smash-mouth divisional football game for their coach, for AP. Devontae Adams, he said earlier this week that he loves AP. He wants him to be the head coach. The best way to solidify that is going and winning this game for your coach and defeating your division rival in front of your home fans. So give me the Las Vegas Raiders because I think they have a little something more to play for. The Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Seahawks. They need a win and a Packers loss at home to the Bears to steal a wild card berth. They've won 4 straight against the Cardinals. This Seahawks team has been clutch this year. When they need a win, they've gotten it done. They did get trounced, mind you, by Pittsburgh last week. However, that Pittsburgh team has really turned the tide and looks like a playoff team themselves. So I like the Seattle Seahawks to control their own destiny, win this football game, and leave it on the Packers to see if they can get in to the postseason. Dallas Cowboys at Washington Commanders. Give me the Cowboys. They still have a lot to play for. They can lock up the NFC East with a win and get a home playoff game. That's important because they're undefeated at home this season. As for this matchup, Washington's defense ranks 32nd in the league in points against and has given up at least 27 points in 7 consecutive contests. Give me the Cowboys to roll. Chicago Bears at Green Bay Packers. Bias pick of the week. Give me the Bears for no other reason than I want them to win this football game to shatter the Packers' dreams. I want them to win. I want the Seahawks to win. And, I'll be able to sleep better at night. Philadelphia Eagles at New York Giants. I'm not putting any money behind this Eagles team. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games. They need to win, and the Cowboys lost to win the NFC East title. I just don't see it happening. The game is in New York against a Giants team that's feisty. They're fun and feisty. I cannot back this Eagles team after watching them lose to the Arizona Cardinals. Last but certainly not least, folks, it's the Miami Dolphins hosting the Buffalo Bills. The winner wins the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills have to win to get in. The Dolphins, they're trying to win their first division title since 2008. However, I think this is the Buffalo Bills game to lose. The Dolphins, they're coming off a pretty embarrassing loss, allowing 56 points to the Ravens. Not only that, Tua kind of got banged up and Bradley Chubb suffered a game-ending knee injury. One thing to note is that both of those happened after the game was out of reach. Mike McDaniel, I understand trying to build a winning culture. However, when you're fighting for a playoff berth and you're fighting for home seeding and potentially a championship, you got to rest your guys. You got to admit defeat sometimes, retreat, regroup, rebuild. Now you've injured your starting quarterback, and now you're without your premier pass rusher. I just don't like how that's trending, especially against a Buffalo Bills team that is trending in the right directions. Momentum is heading 2 different ways. Yes, this game is in Miami. However, no team travels like Bills Mafia. Give me the Buffalo Bills to cover the spread. Give me the Buffalo Bills on the money line. I love the Bills to go out and win this football game. All right, folks, as for your trivia question this week, we just mentioned it in our AFC East breakdown, the finale, the breakdown of that game between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. When was the last time the Miami Dolphins won the AFC Championship? Go back, give us another watch, give us a like. We don't mind that. Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. Then head over to sportstree.ca, answer that question, and you're in to win a pair of NFL or CFL tickets to see any team that you'd like to see play live next season. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree. Enjoy the football.